My name is Lauren Mitchell, and this is the story of how my own sister almost destroyed my life with $90,000 she never earned, and a smile I used to trust more than my own heartbeat. I grew up in a little yellow house on Maple Street in Dayton, Ohio, the kind of street where kids still rode bikes until the streetlights blinked on. And everybody knew when Mrs. Carter made peach cobbler because the smell floated 3 houses down. Mom raised me and my younger sister Kayla alone after Dad left with a waitress from the Waffle House. When I was 10, Kayla was 7. She had these big hazel eyes and a laugh that sounded like wind chimes. So when Mom worked double shifts at the hospital, I became the second parent. I made spaghetti with ketchup when money was tight. I helped Kayla with spelling tests. I walked her to school every single day. I never minded because that's what big sisters do. Fast forward 22 years, I'm 34, married to a quiet man named Marcus who fixes helicopters for the Air Force Base. We have a modest 3-bedroom in Beaver Creek with blue shutters and a mortgage we can actually afford. I work as a senior loan processor at Wright Pat Credit Union. I'm good with numbers, I'm careful. I have an 812 credit score and a rainy day fund that took me 12 years to build. Kayla, on the other hand, bounces from job to job, lives in Cincinnati with whatever boyfriend is paying rent this month, and calls me whenever her phone is about to be cut off. I always send something, 200 here, 500 there, because blood is blood and Mom is gone now and somebody has to keep the family from cracking clean in half. It started small. In March of last year, I got an email from Capital One saying congratulations on my new credit card with a $15,000 limit. I don't remember applying for it. I called them. They said the application came from an IP address in Cincinnati. I laughed it off, figured it was a glitch. Maybe somebody typed a wrong social security number. I closed the account, reported it to the fraud department, and went back to making meatloaf that night. I told Marcus and he said, "Baby, lock your credit." I said nobody would ever do that to family, wouldn't. Marcus just looked at me the way he does when he knows I'm being naive, but loves me anyway. Then April came, and my phone started blowing up. Chase Bank, Discover, Synchrony, all sending welcome packets to my address for accounts I never opened. American Express Black Card, 22,000 limit, store cards at Macy's and Kohl's, a personal loan from Lending Club for $38,000 deposited straight into an account ending in 7741 that I had never seen in my life. My stomach dropped so hard I thought I would throw up right there in the kitchen. Marcus grabbed my laptop and pulled my credit report. There it was, $90,412 in new debt opened in the last 45 days, all in my name. Every single application had my social security number, my maiden name, my birthday, even the little scar on my left knee from when I fell off my bike at age 9. The only person on earth who knew that scar story was Kayla. I drove to Cincinnati that same night, 3 hours with my hands shaking on the steering. Well, I didn't call ahead. I didn't want her to run. I pulled up to the over-the-Rhine apartment she was renting with a guy named Devin who had neck tattoos and sold vape juice out of his trunk. Kayla opened the door in an oversized t-shirt and fuzzy socks, smiling like it was Christmas morning. "Lauren, what are you doing here? Surprise visit." She tried to hug me. I stepped back and held up the folder with every single credit account printed out. Her face changed just for a second. Then she recovered. "Baby, what's wrong? Come in." I walked past her straight to the kitchen table and dumped the papers out like a crime scene. $90,000. Kayla, $90,000. I watched the color drain from her cheeks. She started crying immediately, big dramatic tears the way she did when we were kids, and Mom caught her stealing cookie dough. "I'm so sorry, Lo. It was only supposed to be a little. I was gonna pay it back. Devin said we needed a car, and then the wedding, and I didn't have anyone else. I just needed a boost. I thought you wouldn't even notice because your credit is so good." I stood there frozen while my little sister, the one I pushed on swings and taught to read, told me she robbed me blind because my credit was good enough to take the hit. She said it like it was a compliment. Marcus had followed me in his own truck. He stood behind me silent. But I could feel the anger coming off him like heat. I asked her where the money was. She pointed to the new Jeep in the parking lot, the diamond on her left hand, the 60-inch TV still in the box. Devin came out of the bedroom in his boxers, scratching his stomach, asking who died. I told him nobody yet, but keep talking. I left before I did something I couldn't undo. I drove home at 3 in the morning, crying so hard the road lines blurred into white rivers. Marcus kept calling, but I couldn't answer. I felt violated in a way I didn't know was possible, like someone had crawled inside my skin and worn it to parties I never got invited to. The next morning I filed a police report in Montgomery County, and in Hamilton County identity theft is a felony, but the detective in Cincinnati sighed and said family cases almost never get prosecuted unless there's violence. I froze every credit bureau, placed fraud alerts, extended 7-year locks. I called every creditor one by one. Some were kind, some treated me like I was the criminal for letting this happen. I spent hours on hold listening to elevator music while my life savings drained into minimum payments I wasn't even legally required to make. Kayla texted me the whole time, "I'm so sorry, please don't hate me, you're all I have. Mom would want us to stick together." I didn't answer. I couldn't. My own sister had taken $38,000 in cash advances and bought herself a destination wedding in Jamaica. She posted pictures smiling under palm trees, captioning it, "Living my best life," while I was eating peanut butter sandwiches so I could afford the lawyer I hired. Her maid of honor was wearing a dress my stolen money paid for. I threw up in the Meijer parking lot when I saw it. The credit card companies started closing accounts once I proved forgery, but the personal loans were harder. Lending Club sold the $38,000 debt to a collection agency in Texas, who called me every day at dinner threatening to garnish wages I had never earned on money I never touched. I stopped sleeping. I lost 20 pounds. My hair started falling out in the shower. Marcus would find me at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, whispering, "What if we lose the house? What if they take everything we worked for?" He would pull me close and say, "Then we start over." But I built this life from nothing once. I can't do it again at 34. Then came the day I will never forget as long as I live. July 17th, I walked out to the mailbox, and there was a letter from the Social Security Administration saying my benefits had been applied for disability because I was unable to work due to severe anxiety and depression. The application was signed Lorna Mitchell in Kayla's looping cursive, the same cursive I taught her when she was 8. I sat down on the front step and screamed until the neighbors came outside. She had tried to steal my future retirement too. That was the moment something inside me snapped, not broke, snapped clean like a frozen branch. I stopped crying. I stopped begging creditors for mercy. I stopped answering Kayla's tears. I called my lawyer, Amanda Chin, a tiny woman with a voice like steel, and told her I was done playing nice. We filed civil suit in Montgomery County Common Pleas Court for identity theft, conversion fraud, emotional distress. Everything we could throw. We subpoenaed Kayla's bank records, her Venmo, her Cash App, her Instagram DMs to Devin, bragging about how her sister would never press charges because she's too soft. Kayla lawyered up with some public defender who looked 12. She showed up to deposition in fake lashes and a crop top, crying about how she had a rough childhood, how mom favored me, how I had the good job and the husband, the house. The detective was right. Prosecutors still didn't want the case too messy, too much gray. But the civil case was crystal clear. We had the forged applications with her IP address, the wedding photos time-stamped the same week. Money hit her account, the text messages where she told Devin, "Don't worry, Lauren won't do shit, she's weak." Trial was set for February this year. I walked into that courtroom wearing the same navy suit I wore to mom's funeral. because it was the only thing that still fit me. Kayla sat at the defense table looking small. Without her fake tan, the jury was 12 ordinary Ohio people, teachers, mechanics, nurses, people who knew what it felt like to work for every dime. When Amanda played the recording of Kayla laughing on the phone saying, "My sister's credit is like an endless piggy bank," 3 jurors literally gasped. Kayla took the stand and cried pretty again, said it was addiction, said it was love, said Devin made her do it. The judge, a woman with silver hair and zero patience, told her to save it for someone who hadn't seen this episode before. When I took the stand, I didn't cry. I looked straight at Kayla and told the jury how I used to cut the crust off her sandwiches, how I worked nights at Steak and Shake to buy her homecoming dress, how I held her when Mom died, and then I told them how it felt to see my credit score drop 300 points overnight, how it felt to choose between groceries and keeping the lights on because of payments on money I never touched. I said I loved my sister with every cell in my body, and she used that love like a credit card with no limit. When I finished, you could hear crying in the gallery. It took the jury 4 hours to come back $90,412 in economic damages, $200,000 in punitive, because the judge said Kayla's conduct was reprehensible, $150,000 for emotional distress. Total judgment, $344,000. The court froze Kayla's accounts, seized the Jeep, sold her designer bags on an online auction. The wedding ring went back to Kay Jewelers. Under threat of contempt, I didn't take a penny more than what the law gave me, but I made sure she felt every single zero. Kayla moved to Columbus after that, changed her last name on Facebook, stopped answering when our cousins asked what happened. I heard Devin left her the minute the money dried up. I still get letters from her sometimes from whatever new address, no return label, just pages of apologies and Bible verses. I don't open them anymore. I don't need to. Today my credit score is back over 800, Marcus, and I paid cash for a little cabin on Buck Creek where I sit on the porch and watch deer instead of checking my bank account every 5 minutes. I started a nonprofit called Second Chance Credit that helps identity theft victims in Ohio, especially women over 30 who get targeted by family. We've helped 47 women so far freeze accounts, rebuild scores, sue the people who were supposed to love them most. I speak at libraries and Rotary clubs, and sometimes when I tell my story, a woman in the back will start crying because it happened to her too, and for the first time she knows she's not crazy and she's not alone. Kayla will be paying me $300 a month for the next 95 years until that judgment is satisfied, or until one of us dies, whichever comes first. I deposited the first check, and then I shredded it. I don't want her money anymore. I just wanted her to know what it feels like to lose sleep over bills that aren't yours. I am Lauren Mitchell. I am 35 years old. I am a survivor of the worst kind of thief, the kind who grew up sharing your Barbies and your secrets. I learned that love doesn't cancel out evil, and forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. I learned that brave isn't never being afraid. Brave is getting up every single day after someone you love tries to bury you and planting flowers anyway. And if you're watching this and your sister or your brother or your cousin has their hand in your future, tell them Lauren from Dayton, Ohio said move it or lose it. Because some of us don't break, we just get stronger in the exact places they tried to snap us in half. Thank you for listening. This is my truth, and I'm never lending it to anyone ever again.